Okay, we're in the foundation hole, our new project. We're setting these tanks for pumps. They have manhole covers on them, and we're gonna put lift pumps in them to pump our foundation drain water away. And we're gonna have 3 on 3 corners of the building, and we're gonna pump it to daylight. We don't have enough slope to really have a nice drain to daylight, so we're gonna pump it. And we've got a lot of drilled piers under this building. I don't have a set of prints with me, but it's quite a few. I think it's close to 75 maybe. And these foundation walls are about 4 feet high, so they're half buried right now, and then they're all sitting and tied into those piers. And then the building sits on 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 holes is where the building sits, and we're going to put 2x4 plates on the top of these walls and try and get them as level as possible. And then we're going to run 6-inch micro lams all the way across all these things to build a floor system with no plywood on it. And then we're going to crane in the CLT panels. So we're going to widen the driveway and back in 53-foot semis of CLT panels, which are 10 feet high and 20 feet wide. And then we're going to crane them in and set them on the edges of the floor. And we're also going to weld plates onto these tie downs. So these are 1.5 inches with nuts on the bottom, 4 feet down, so they're 5 feet tall total. And we're going to weld plates to here and bolt them into the CLT panel. And that's the same thing here. Plates here, and they're going to bolt into the CLT panel, which is going to sit right here. And the exterior insulation of the CLT panel is 12 inches of I-joist with cellulose inside of it. So that's going to go 12 inches out and flush out with here. And this is our 9 inches of exterior foundation insulation, which we have in here. And that runs all the way down to the bottom of the footer. And it's a pretty cool project. So we're gonna set these, we're gonna do our foundation drain, and we're core drilling here through the wall. Each one of these cells, all 4 cells, are gonna have a void form on top of this expansive clay. And then we're gonna dowel into here, and we're gonna pour a slab to span across here. And then we're gonna put 9 inches of foam on top of it. And then we're gonna put a 15 mil stego barrier across that. And then we're gonna put mineral wool on top of that and fill it the rest of the way up. And our plumbing is gonna run through the wall here to our different fixtures. Most of our plumbing is on that side, which is close to the entrance, so should be no problem. And guess we have our 2-inch water main. Pretty fancy. The reason we're doing a slab here is because if this soil heaves, which it probably won't heave because we think it's close to maximum saturation right now, so it should be swelled up as much as possible. But without using science to figure that out, we're going to put a void form in there and then pour the concrete to support the foam insulation. This is not a crawl space. This is a kind of like a slab on grade. There's not going to be any space underneath the framing to the insulation. We're going to have a ERV extraction from there to make sure that that space is ventilated and dry. but we're not going to have any way to get in there. There's not going to be like a hatch or anything like that. So that mineral wool is going to protect the 15 mil Stego and the insulation under there, more foam, and then below that EPS, of course, a lower embodied carbon foam. And so we're gonna glue in 4-inch pipe in here, and we're gonna put backflow preventers on it, because this void form area is going to be quite a, I don't know if it's below grade, but it's low enough that if the pump system failed, we don't want that space to fill up with water unnecessarily. So we're going to core a 5-inch hole and put a 4 5/8 diameter PVC in it and glue it in, and then put a backflow preventer on it. So that's what we're working on today. We got the inverter in the E-Transit van, electric cargo van over there. This guy. And so it's running off of the 12-volt battery, which is charged with the DC to DC converter in the van. So we're going to try that out. Hope that works. Yeah, we're going to drill some holes, and the excavator's going to set some cisterns, and then we're going to do some plumbing and concrete and void form. Thanks for looking.